Bashan. Bashan means the light soil. The first instance we have of Bashan is in Genesis, when a certain king named Chedorlaomer smote the Rephaims in Ashtaroth Karanim, thus occupying the region east of the Jordan River. Ashtaroth Karnaim was a city in the land of Bashan, east of the Jordan River, mentioned in Genesis chapter 14, verse 5. Genesis chapter 14, verse 5. And in the 14th year came Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephaims in Ashtaroth Karanaim, and the Zuzims in Ham, and the Emims in Shaveh Kiriathaim. Anyways, in the process of Chedorlaomer's conquest, Genesis chapter 14, verse 12 says, and they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, which will be Abram's cousin, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. Just a side note, Abram later goes and handled that business. He got his cousin back, and, they did a lot of damage. Bashan, second instance. The second instance of Bashan is plainer in the book of Numbers. Numbers chapter 21, verse 32. And Moses sent to spy out Jazer, and they took the villages thereof, and drove out the Amorites that were there. Numbers chapter 21, verse 33. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, went out against them, he and all his people, to the battle at Edrei. The Most High told Moses, fear him not, for I have delivered him into thy hand, and all his people, and his land. So they smote him, and his sons, and all his people, until there was none left him alive, and they possessed his land. So that land they possessed was Bashan. Continuing, then after 60 cities of Bashan was taken, it will tell you that as you read, Deuteronomy chapter 3, verse 13 states, and the rest of Gilead and all Bashan, being the kingdom of Og, gave I unto the half tribe of Manasseh, all the region of Argob, with all Bashan, which was called the land of giants. And coincidentally, Og was a giant. He had two brothers, Goliath, and another one which I'm not sure of, but I'll get that map. Anyways, take a look at scripture readings on Bashan. Scripture readings on Bashan. When the Most High divided the nations, he gave the fat of the flocks of Bashan to the sons of Jacob. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land, and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. So the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the fat of kidneys of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape. Dan shall leap from Bashan in the later days. Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 22. And this will be the last slide before I give you some pictures and diagrams to look at. Deuteronomy 33:22. And of Dan he said, Dan is a lion's whelp. He shall leap from Bashan.